we're about to go visit Berkisa and Nuseba. They're our 10th family that we've sponsored for heart care. Nuseba had her surgery last week and she's doing great. She's 14 months old. We're gonna give them some rice and a baby doll. Hi, Berkisa. Hi, you look so pretty. We started the Wilking Foundation after our son Will passed away due to heart failure, and we really wanted to help children that don't have access to life-saving care receive the same access that he had when he needed it most. On December 1st, 2017, we had our third and fourth children, Caroline and Will, our twins, and they were born healthy babies, but they contracted a virus as newborns. And those first 2 weeks, we really had no clue why they were so sick. They were going into septic shock. All of their organs were shutting down kind of one after the other. So they were in heart failure, kidney failure. Will was having seizures, and they tested positive for enterovirus, which is the common cold. But since they were newborns and they didn't have strong immune systems, it just affected their whole bodies in a really devastating way. Caroline, she ended up recovering and getting better, and she came home on January 1st, 2018. And Will was in the hospital about 2 more months after that, and eventually ended up passing away on March 6, 2018 due to heart failure. We were obviously completely devastated. We didn't really know how to kind of step into this life without Will. We all knew we wanted to do something. He had impacted a lot of people. There were people all over the world praying for him, and even though he only lived 96 days, he had made a big impact, and we wanted to honor that. Now looking back, I know that it was the Lord putting it on my heart to call Dr. Ategi, who was the twins' cardiologist when they were in the pediatric ICU. And him and his wife ran this organization and brought children here for heart treatment. He said that there was a little girl named Avery coming from Grenada in about a month, and she was almost to the date the same age as the twins, and she needed a open heart surgery. And he said, if you want to sponsor her, that would be a great way to honor Will. And I said yes immediately. I had no idea how much it cost, if we could raise the money. I didn't know anything about it, but I knew that that's helping another child receive access to the same care that our babies had access to. I knew that was the best way to honor Will. The rest of that year, 2018, we just kept sponsoring children. We would meet the families, support them while they were here, take them to dinner, go sit with them on the day of their child's surgery, whatever we could do to kind of form that community for them. Towards the end of that year, we decided, we really need to establish a nonprofit and really figure out how to best support these families. But that's when the Wilking Foundation was born. During those past 5 years, we've sponsored 10 children from all over the world to come to Wilson for life-saving heart care. They legitimately don't have access. They don't have the resources to take their child to a hospital that specializes in open heart surgery. Those of us that live in a place where we do have access to that have never been confronted with that reality. But once you are, and once you meet a family who is confronted with that reality, there's really no turning back from that.
Runa rara msura no mame ne mbiga operation. Ndaka tenda mbiga na pa malafi ote. Allah msura no ma wuso kom fuhle ne mbweni na handi kap song ran song mbiga. Ti wana yok ti seke kata no na puba. Baten so do buure fuura fazanga. Wana yok ti seke. La sura no ma opération yi la fi mbiga tara la fi a pa ha me ya pas de problème fa sura no ma wuso ko ibaraku so ko onare.
Where you live shouldn't determine whether you live. We believe in this mission so much because we've seen the impact that it has on the families that we've sponsored. Those children may not have ever come here and received a life-saving heart surgery if it wasn't for God using something terrible in our lives to give them that opportunity. Our vision would be that every single child born with a congenital heart defect would have access to the care they need for a chance at life. It makes me so grateful that we get to be a part of it. It just feels like an honor, and we would have never gotten to do it if it wasn't for Will and his story.